Hey everyone, it's Thomas Watson with FreightWaves. We're here from Manifest. A lot of stuff going on. Super excited to be joined with David Bell with CloneOps.ai. David, tell us a little bit about yourself and what CloneOps does.
Yeah, CloneOps is the latest hype of voice agents, LLM AI model. So doing inbound, outbound calls, uh, uh, voice agents for all kinds of use cases.
So talk about some of the use cases. Tell us the story real quick. What was kind of the inspiration behind, developing it? Because there's a lot of stuff, especially in workflow, that extremely tedious.
Coming from my background at being, in the nearshore business with my former company, Lean Solutions, seeing all the workflows and having over 10,000 employees, seeing what AI can do to help those employees get better, more productive, and more accurate, and provide more value to the clients is and to them make them more productive is what it's supposed to do. If it allow people to make allow people to multitask and have multiple phone conversations going on at one time, while they can monitor them and then pick up the ones that need actual human interaction.
So kind of like, talk about capabilities, vetting. I know inbound calls is a real big hassle. You don't know if it's good or not. Trying to make outbound calls. Is that some of the stuff that y'all are focusing on? What's kind of like the lowest hanging fruit as you're developing this?
Yeah, the lowest hanging fruit is the inbound calls. So, most of the high volume calls, 35% goes unanswered or left on hold. And so we're managing that, kind of replacing the old auto attendant, dial 1 for dispatch, dial 2 for accounting, to having a virtual AI receptionist answer the call, be able to talk to somebody, answer questions, be interactive, and then get them to where they really need to go without having to dial 0 5 times and hit representative, and just having more of an interactive call tree, so to speak.
And then outside of also looking into call, can I book freight yet? Is that one of the things we can do?
Yeah, you can call in on a load posted and say, I'm calling about a load posted, I have this load number, what's the details, give the details, it'll tell you the rate, it'll negotiate the rate. And as that call's taking place, it transcribes from voice to text on the carrier rep's dashboard, showing all the calls going on. And as a call, we create a call score. The worse the call is going, the higher the score. So the higher the score is queued to the top of the page, so you can see, and you can click on them and take them over, and you can intervene in the call before you lose it, or if somebody gets frustrated or somebody gets lost in a transfer. You can watch the call so you know what's going on. So when you pick it up, you're already in the conversation versus having to get a warm transfer to give you an update of what the call was about.
Yeah.
So there's nothing worse than getting a transfer and trying to figure out what the call's about and starting it all over again. So
I really like that. The sentiment analysis, real time on the call. Some drivers, some brokers, some customers.
yeah.
You tell they're having a bad day, and then if I'm the rep and I'm using the assistant, then it's like, Thomas, this one needs to go first.
Yeah, and it prioritizes also to our voice technology, voice ID technology, identify who's on the call when they call, and be able to run filters on your dashboard to prioritize those calls too. Because listen, in business you want to make sure your customer's freight's taken care of at all costs, and that's the biggest priority. And that's for the benefit of the trucker, for you, because if your customer's happy, everybody gets the business and everybody wins.
And, when we're looking at some of the savings, I'm assuming for that 35% that's going unanswered, and that's money basically being left on the table.
Yeah, and then collecting the data from those 35% of people that are on hold. Maybe you just need to know who it is, who called, what they were calling about, and you can tell them someone to get back to them where they don't need to stay on hold, and it's not that critical. And maybe they're just calling to see, hey, I'm checking to see what loads you got next week or this week, or just idle calls, and it allows them to get information without having to sit on hold, wait for actual real person to have that conversation.
We got inbound, kind of reactive and prioritization. What about outbound and proactive? Is that something that CloneOps is looking as well?
Yeah, we have that on our dashboard. We have a scheduler. You can go in and schedule calls to happen throughout the day, as many calls you want at a time. And you basically go in, you schedule your calls. The AI launches the calls, and you can watch the calls being made and what's going on with them. And again, take them over if needed, and set the AI agent up to do all the work at 70-80% of the way, and then if the human needs to jump in and get it done, they can jump in and get it done, and maybe the AI completes it and the human still just looks at it, audit it, make sure it's right, and then the load gets booked, they'll send the email, integrate with the TMS and give updates. It'll track a driver. If a driver's not responding to the traditional tracking methods and you want to make a call, it'll call them up and say, hey, we just sent you a link. Please check your phone, click the link so we know where you're at. Or if you can't click the link, you don't want to, just give us an update where you're at. Are you on time?
Yeah. I'm looking at one thing I really like, especially in the driver phase, when you're collecting data with AI. So you can have a trucker sounding assistant now, basically. So you get the syntax right. They custom built, kind of like a custom built monitor.
Yeah, and you could give it an attitude too. It can have the right attitude. It could be happy, go lucky. It could be serious. I mean, if you're talking about something serious to a driver, serious. And the best thing about it too is when it calls a driver can speak a different language, speak 16 different languages, and it could switch languages mid form. So you speaking in English, and all of a sudden the driver it can detect a dialect, or the driver can say something in different language and automatically switch and talk in that language, and it's pretty cool. But
So that opens up like a lot of doors and use cases. It's like, what if I have a Canadian carrier who's hiding a French Quebecy and they're out of Alberta, and so that, those kind of little things. So that opens a lot of doors with the data. Kind of looking ahead as well. What are you most excited about? AI has been a buzzword at this conference as well. Tell us a bit about what kind of what's standing out to you, and what are you all working on?
no, I mean, this was a great opportunity to see I mean, this whole conference is all about technology, and AI is everywhere and technology is everywhere. So it's just a great opportunity to see what's out there, who's doing what, and who the players are. And I think and it's giant this year compared to all the other years. So congratulations to Manifest for what they're putting on here. But we had a lot of opportunity to announce some partnerships that we're doing and some collaborations, and meet a lot of people. I have running right from here to go meet a big potential client, and I've done a bunch of these all day, so it's been pretty busy. My feet are killing me.
No, same here. Recent collaborations and partnerships. Any you care to announce as well? When I give us a heads up on?
Yeah, no, I mean, Alfonso from Lean did his presentation today, announced all the partnerships with the core AI providers and workflow, and how they're going to roll it out to their clients and offer the solutions. And we're proud to be the partner with them on the voice side, where our takeover technology they're going to deploy and use. And I think takeover technology is the big differentiator.
Yeah, because it felt like a lot of stuff was just automated. Press one for this, or it doesn't have the escalation and the recognition.
And just the transfer too, like to transfer from an AI agent to take a call, get information, and transfer to a human, pick the call up to do it again. I think that's where our differentiating from the competition is you can get the call right there. You don't have to wait for it to transfer. And I think that's the difference. You're watching all of this workflow in real time, and you could jump in and tackle where you need to in real time. And so that's the difference with ours, and why we think that we're gonna win the day.
A little bilingual aspect as well. A lot of nearshoring. We got a lot of trends. We got a lot of different countries involved. You can switch it on the fly. So if they're trying to jip me out of something, and I know that most AIs don't understand German.
Yeah. Well, also too, even a lot of the track and trace is coming from nearshore offices like Lean. So we'll make a track and trace when we do the track and trace agent. We make them sound Colombian. So these drivers are used to talking to Colombian to getting the calls. So we kind of make it so it's familiar. And the funny thing is the Spanish AI agent sounds so good. It's like English is such a tough language, so English you could tell a little bit, but Spanish just rolls so good. It's almost impossible, it's close to that to not be able to tell whether it's a real person or AI.
So essentially have your own customized AI assistant that you're used to talking to, and that opens a lot of doors.
Well, it's going to allow you to just deploy and do a lot of stuff to, while you watch it go on, and handle stuff that's really important. Get rid of the mundane things you got to do every day and the check things you got to do, and you let your AI assistant handle that stuff. And you're even taking calls, you'll get a call, you'll have another call, it goes right to voicemail. Imagine now you get rid of voicemail, there's no more voicemail. Your AI agent answers your call overflow, talks to him, hey, Dave's on the call, Thomas is on the call, what you need, I got you, tell me what you need. Oh, I'm checking to see on this, okay. And he can actually help them. And then you can see him helping them while you're on your call, instead of seeing 4 calls holding for you, and people screaming, call on hold, and it rings back, they ring it again, call on hold. So, we're gonna put this AI agent in to handle all that overflow, all that excess stuff you're doing, and work with you to make you, just super productive.
So it's literally, I'm calling in, I'm running late, would you like me to reschedule? Please reschedule.
Correct, yeah. It'll send out the email to reschedule, it's workflow, AI workflow, and it's just cool, and it's just revolutionizing phone operations and inbound, outbound phone operations. And we have this term, we're 24-hour phone operations always turned on.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, and I think that's going to be the differentiator. People aren't going to have to leave voice messages and do that anymore. And it's like when I get a voice message on my phone, it goes to text. I just read the text. I don't listen to the
Yeah, you wait
message.
for the transcript.
Yeah, I go look and I read it because I can read them. When people send voice messages, I hate that because it takes, they'll send me a 5-minute voice message, 4-minute voice message on this, and I can read it in 30 seconds. So like it's
And it could have just been handled anyway.
Yeah.
So now the AI is like,
and
message, reschedule.
right, and then it'll grade the call too and tell you if it was success. If at the end of the call it can tell if it's successful or not. So it's really cool stuff, and it's the beginning stages of it. It's going to get infinitely better and infinitely better. And our goal is to stay ahead of it and just keep innovating. And that's I think what we're doing. We got a really good team and happy about how it's going.
Well, David, really appreciate your time. If you want to learn more about CloneOps.ai, get in touch. What's the best way to find out?
Info at CloneOps.ai. Check us out on LinkedIn. CloneOps. If our marketing is doing a good job, you should see us everywhere.
We're doing our part as well. David, thanks so much. That's a wrap for this interview.
Appreciate FreightWaves. Greg Fuller, what's up? Appreciate you guys very much, and you guys are great.
We're giving the call outs and the shout outs. We'll catch y'all soon.